Hey, everybody, this is Dr. Jane Kamal streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather was a little toasty today and things were a little toasty on Wall Street, especially earlier in the day when it looked like we were going to have a bona fide rally, only to give way to a somewhat less than bona fide rally. At least it was green for the most part.
Yes, it was green for the most part. It's true.
Athesis was really up soaring pre-market on the treasury results being analyzed by experts in the field, by leading neurologists. But somehow or another gave it all back. Plus, by the end of the day, it was quite negative.
Right. It almost went down almost 50% from its all-time high, 42 cents, to like 28.
All in one day.
Yeah.
In pre-market, I was 44 cents.
Wow.
So from 42 to high of the day to 28 cents, that's vicious drop when you have a lot of shares.
Absolutely. I feel your pain.
That didn't make me happy, but what are you going to do? I'm in it to win it. I guess I'm not going anywhere with it. We have some requests, so I want to get to. Magnificent Dancer MA is requesting that we do three particular ETFs: the semiconductor ETF SMH, the biotech XBI, and the Russell IWM. So we'll do it.
Can we start with the SPY first?
Well, I'll start with the SPY. And there's really nothing much different than what we had yesterday on the SPY. On the week, we're down. I have the weekly. The daily isn't going to show much different. The 38.2, we're still touching the 38.2, but you can see we're a lot closer to the 50% fib retrace. It looks to me like 349.55 is very much in play, which is synonymous pretty much with the 200-day moving average. So 349.55, something like that, is the area I personally am targeting for a possible turnaround on these spiders. And otherwise, we've been talking this one to death, so we'll get rid of this one. Let's look at the XBI. XBI is showing life. I told you just yesterday, I think biotech is beginning to come to life a little bit. And today we were up almost 6%, $3.64 to 67.61. Very nice little move on the XBI. Of course, we're very, very much at bottom. We're down from significant highs. The low, the March lows were 62.94. Our recent lows were 61.78. So we actually lowered in the March lows. That's, in other words, we're answering the question, how low can we go? And the answer is pretty low. The good news is we seem to have found support right at this low. We had a nice little bounce off the low, and quite a few of my biotechs were green today. How about you, Kamal?
Yeah, a couple of mine were green, especially LABU. I have LABU,
Which one?
LABU.
Well, that's the XBI triple.
Right.
So if this was up 5%, you were up 15% on
16 to be exact, almost 16, almost 17%.
Yes. 3 times 5.7. Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
But I'm in deep red in that one. I mean,
yeah. Well, obviously, looking at the chart here, if you're 3 times as bad as this,
yes,
that's not good. Let's look at the IWM. So where do I think this is going? I think we're going to at least challenge sometime next week 74.34. Last week's high. That looks like a very good place for resistance, 74 and change. Okay, IWM. IWM did not make this as significant a bounce off the lows uh, as did XBI. This is a daily where you can see that we're up a little, 0.81% to a 165, which is kind of low relative to where we were at 240 at the peak. So we're about 75 points off the peak of 240. That's more than 30% from the top. So we're way down there. And just like the spiders, I'm looking at the 61.8% fib retrace for a likely stopping point on the IWM. I mean, I'm not saying we can't get an Arjun rally as he predicted next week, but I think ultimately we're going to test the 61.8 level at 152 on the XBI. So there you have the number 152 on the XBI, 349.50 on the spiders. Let's take a look at the XBI. I'm a little more positive on. I think we may have seen the lows. So XBI might actually buck the trend. That would be nice for a change.
Yes.
SMH is the other one. So let me put that in. SMH, that's the semiconductor ETF.
Mm-hmm.
This fib thing looks a little messed up, so I'm gonna get rid of it. We've had a tremendous downward slide all the way to $200 even today, but we did bounce significantly off the lows today. From 201, we closed at 205.65. So we made a nice bounce off the lows. The candle on the week is probably not too good looking. We'll take a look at it. No, it's pretty lousy candle on the week with a gap down. I think we gap down further, all the way down to the 200-day at 178, 179. So I'm looking at support maybe just below that, actually. Let's draw it in. I'm thinking that there's going to be more weakness in the markets. That'll take us down to the
That's significant, Dr. J. That's a lot.
173 level before it turns it around. Yeah, maybe to 200, which would be a little higher. 200 would put us at 180. They're both significant. 10% or a little bit more than 10%, right? From here, 10% more from here on the Van Eck semiconductor ETF. Ultimately, or maybe even before we drop, we fill this gap. This is a gap that wants to be filled here at 223 and change. So that's something to shoot for on the positive side.
Short term, you mean? Short term.
Short term, 224. And notice this is an area of resistance, because if you go back out to 517, you see a low is made there, 510. 2 weeks in a row that 224 number comes up. So we've got a few touches. We got another touch back here in 12.7. So this is an interesting area, 224. I would say on the positive end, maybe we make 224 before we make 180.
At least you're sounding a little optimistic today.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't be sure which is going to happen first. A little counter trend rally, a little relief rally, or do we continue on down before we get that relief rally? Arjun's of the opinion we get the relief rally now. He might be right.
I like Arjun's perspective more than yours today.
Yeah, but I think he agrees with me that ultimately we're going to make new lows before it's all over. Well, maybe not. He said, actually, he's of the opinion maybe not, right? Maybe
Yes,
the lows are in, I think is his opinion. I think he's maybe a little more optimistic than me, but it's only slightly.
just slightly. Yes.
XBI, I'm much more optimistic. I think it's very possible the market could go down and this could go up. I would love something like that because I'm heavily invested in biotechnology. So that would suit me just fine. Not that I'm not invested in the broad market, I am, but I probably, if that happened, if biotech got really got strong, it would help the entire market as well.
Yep. But what would trigger that? Like, what would make
A
the
couple of buyouts, a couple of FDA approvals, maybe good news on the Alzheimer's front, good news on a couple of drugs. A couple of, there's a lot of things that could trigger it.
I mean, as far as buyouts, most companies now are at a deep discount.
Yes. So even if they're bought out, it's not a big deal, is what you're saying?
No, I'm thinking that it should be enticing for companies with cash to make buyouts at this sale.
Here's one that jumped up from 30 cents to $1.51 today. On not only is it a takeout rumor, but I think one of the big farmers expressed interest.
Oh,
So I think this one is on the block. Whether how much it gets taken out for, I think it's really more of a question of how much does it go for, as opposed to will it be bought out. So I bought it to close just about where it closed, 130. I bought a little bit, not a lot, just to have an interest in this one. As you can see, it actually made a higher high than the 3.6 high of $1.56 today. Today
that's
it hit a
that's a
dollar
good sign.
58. I'll draw that line in. This is one that J Haas likes this one, along with XCRS, of course, which is his favorite. It looks like that's the line to cross, and if we get bought out, it probably will come for at a price maybe double of where we are now. So $1.30 double, 260, maybe even higher. Let me draw in where 260 looks. Let's see where 260 looks. Well, 260, let's see where the highs were. The highs were at 470. 260 would be where? This would be 294. Well, let's draw this in, 294. I think that if there's a takeout, it could happen at around $3. That looks like an interesting location.
If it
Interesting
happens.
if it happens. Yeah. That's MREO. I think they have cancer drugs. Not even sure. Not just. I bought it basically in the blind today. What else did I say I wanted to chart?
You wanted to go talk about Athesis, CRISPR,
This has really annoyed
and
me today. I thought I was making money, and then suddenly it all evaporated.
yeah,
Pre-market 44 cents, open 38 cents, higher today 42 cents, only to close at 28 cents. Very exasperating.
yeah, it deflated fast.
Yeah. Although the last 4 days it was still in a little bit of an uptrend. Don't like the candle, don't get me wrong. Let's take a look at the daily. The daily is a rather yucky looking candle. Wow. Yeah. The good news is we may eventually fill this gap at 75 cents. Aha. No, I'm serious. I may be half in jest, but also half serious. I think it's possible. And if there's a partnership announcement, then we go to 75 cents. If there's a buyout, well, we should go to $1.
Yeah,
It won't be bought out for less than $1.
of course.
All right, so that's Athesis. It's easy come, easy go, apparently, with Athesis.
Funny money.
Yeah, I had CRISPR, on the other hand, has been a steady performer in a bad market. So CRISPR is one to own along with the other gene editing plays. CRISPR gapped up today.
Yep. Nice.
Professor Omar bought it at 60 and a half at the beginning of the week. Not even the beginning of the week. I think probably bought it at 60 and a half yesterday. So Professor Omar is making money already. I'm happy with my CRISPR. I think it's leading the gene editing stocks back. So this was up 11%. It had been up 11%, closed up 8.3% on the day. I think the 200 is the obvious resistance, $75. Take that out, we can move up high. How high? Let's see. Of course, we got to take that out. But if we do take out the 200, then
maybe the 100.
There's really not much in the way of strong resistance. You got the 50 slightly above where it's trading now, and you got the 100 on the weekly. This is a 100-week moving average. So a 100-week moving average might come into play at about $102 for resistance. So if it takes out the $75, I think we can move quickly to 100 on CRISPR. Let's put the daily back. The daily, I'd have to tighten it up a bit. Let me draw the horizontal line. We've been talking CRISPR for a long time now, haven't we?
Yes. BCRX did well today, and I would like you to check AABB. It's like tanking.
Didn't also AUPH do good?
Yes, as well. Yes.
Yeah, we had bio is looking much better to me. So if we make it across the 200, I'm looking at let's see on the daily. There's really not much in the way of strong resistance. You got little bumps along the way, but nothing major here. Nothing major at all. I don't know. I mean, on the daily, it looks like it could run to 140.
Wow, that would double it, more than double.
There really isn't much in the way of resistance. There's some resistance, perhaps. What was support could become resistance right in here at about 115. That would be the other area, 115 and 140. I looked at the weekly and I saw that the 100-week moving average is about 100. So that too could offer a little resistance right about 100. So 100, 115, 140, those are the resistance areas. I'd like to start it to take out the first obstacle at $75 and see where it takes us. That's CRISPR. The other three, I just chose Editas for the hell of it, but they're all moving. Beam and Intelia. Editas was up 11% on the day, even better than CRISPR, percentage-wise, to 1129.
Yep.
So I think they're all playable. I think we probably bottomed here, bottomed nicely at about $10 on Editas.
Yep, Mark.
The sky is the limit on the upside. You have a little resistance right here at 1281. And then you have some more resistance. Here, the resistance is clearer than on CRISPR.
Yep. Especially the moving averages are the resistances here.
Yes. So I did everything I said I would do. Does anybody have any requests?
I would like to take a look at AABB. I'm
Sure.
hurting there a lot.
Okay. I think we all are. It's a Bitcoin crypto play.
Yep.
It's also a penny stock, which took it on the chin.
Big
It's
time.
amazing that all it did was basically go down in half. That's not bad. It's a penny behaving much better than a lot of regular stocks. When you stop and think that MicroStrategy went down from 900 to 140 or something, it doesn't look that bad that this went from 12 cents to 5.5. But as long as Bitcoin's continuing down, crypto's continuing down, this one will continue down. It's also a gold play.
Right.
So, I don't have too much faith in this one, but if you're in it, you don't have a big exposure to it, it's probably hold it.
I'm holding.
Yeah, I don't think adding would be prudent, but holding is probably okay. Although sometimes I feel that if I wouldn't want to add to a stock, then I should might as well sell it. In other words, maybe there's no such thing as a good hold.
Oh,
What does hold really mean? You either like it enough to add to it or sell it. But that's one way of thinking. Of course, our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. Check with an advisor before acting. And please subscribe if you haven't already, because, that's how we make all the tons of money that we make. You're subscribing, right?
Yeah, magnificent answer. Asked a few things, but he requested to cover a few things, but we covered those in the beginning.
Yeah. Mark says I called BCRX yesterday. I said, that it was probably playable. MA has a request. I did. MA, I did thought.
We did that in the beginning of the show.
I did at the beginning of the show, MA. What else? And MA, XBI looks the best of the three, by far. Chelsea is with us. Cheesy is with us. Cheesy McCheese. What else? Andrew is with us. And who else is with us? MA, Marco, Andrew Chow, and that's about it. That's all I see, right?
So I want to say that I am moderately optimistic about next week being green. And I just want to add that Monday is a holiday. The market is closed on Monday.
Yes, it's, what is it called? Juneteenth?
Juneteenth, yeah.
Juneteenth. Mika's with us. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. And hopefully we could use that extra day to regroup, right? Come on.
To relax.
Yeah,
to
unwind,
unwind,
to regroup.
decompress.
And we'll come back on Tuesday, refreshed, ready to do battle with the markets. Adios, amigos. Hasta luego. Thanks.
Have a nice weekend.
For coming. Ciao.